So this is an R357, and I just watched 00 Bill do a service on it. This one has been giving me problems. The lights come on, but it will not move. So I'm going to have a closer look at it. I just watched 00 Bill's video on servicing this class 31, and you know, I went about the usual process of cleaning the wheels as best I could, and there's a pickup on this one, so I just cleaned it up a bit, cleaned the wheels, although it doesn't look like it. Did my best, and you know, made sure that the pickups in there were, if you can see them, were behind the wheels, and they all were. So when I turned on the power, the lights would come on at the front and the rear, but the thing wouldn't move. Showed no sign of life whatsoever. And you know, I decided to have a closer look, and what I discovered were 4 nails from the track that got sucked up into the motor by the magnets. Just unbelievable, 4 of them. Found one, took it out, tried it, didn't work. Had another look, found another one, until eventually I'd removed 4 of them. And of course, when I did that, it worked. The problem was that, and I'll just bring it back round here. So the problem was, having removed the nails and found that there was life in the motor, I still couldn't get it to run. But whenever I touched it like this, it would show signs of life. And then what I did, I took this little clamp washer piece off here, cleaned it off. Didn't really do much, but then I realised that the screw on top wasn't down tight enough. I tightened it down, and sure enough, runs perfectly, except I didn't expect that it would be picking something up, and that just proves the point that you should pay attention to what you're doing, Charlie. Anyway, a good little exercise to go through in terms of servicing and making sure that you know exactly what should be in there and what shouldn't be in there, and how it should be connected up. So I ended up quite happy with this little exercise, and you know, it's another locomotive that Bill has serviced that I have, and it's reminded me that I should be looking at all the locos just to make sure that they're all clean and they're all working. There's all kinds of debris around here of stuff that I'm trying to do, which reminds me I have to clean up. But you know, the most important thing is a nice little service, find the problem, or at least analyse it, find the problem, and then fix it. So So I had a closer look at these Triang Hornby Mark 1 coaches that were giving me a bit of a problem bobbing around the track. Now what I did discover is that my gauge here won't work with the wheel sets. They are the type with the square axles, and I noticed that the wheels themselves were a bit on the rough side, and that may have been contributing to them bobbing off the track. But I cleaned them up and now they seem to be running fine. So that's a good thing. And there's the R357 running just fine, no problem. Now the interesting thing is that this is a dapple grain tank, and if I can just do this, those are pretty well gauged, whereas I'll try this main line here, and yeah, the gauge won't fit in there. And here's one of the oil tankers, and yeah, that will fit in. It's a different type of axle again, but they are gauged just about. So it just demonstrates how different they all are, and you know, you should give a bit of attention to them. This one isn't perfect, and I don't think you can adjust them. As you can see, it's pretty rusted. I'll maybe try and clean this one up, see what I can do with it. And that's part of the problem. All you need is for one of these to be out of gauge or have a wonky wheel, and you'll get continuous derailments. Well, lo and behold, I discovered that you can in fact modify these wheels. They're plastic, but if you pull them, they will come apart. So that's going to prove to be extremely helpful in getting my grain tankers to run properly. So just you know, a little bit of attention and closer look, you could end up with better running rolling stock. Sort of continuing story here. The class 31 was getting a bit warm, and it was kind of slowing down on one of the curves, so I'll need to have a further look at it. And here's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grain tanks, grain tankers, and we'll just see. Okay, so these ones are, some of them are bobbing around, as you can see, and you know, that means I'm going to have a look at the gauging on those wheels to see how they see if they're correct. I suspect they're out of gauge. It's also important to make sure that the pin end of the axle is sort of equally spaced, so that it properly, the axle properly engages in the housing there, and that should take care of it. So all of those wagons required a little bit of adjustment, and all it takes is holding the wheels and giving it a kind of 1/8 or 1/4 of a turn just to loosen it up, and then you can properly gauge them. And now they all seem to be running fine. I did notice that the wheels are a bit dirty, and I will make that the second step. I'll go back in and clean each of those wheels. But as you can see, they're running so much smoother now than what they were before. Now the other issue that I have is I've got these type of couplings on 4 of them. Now while they couple up very well, you know, I'll need to make a modification at one end and put on a sort of traditional D coupling, and hopefully I'll be able to do that without too much of a hassle. So that's been an interesting little exercise in couplings and gauging wheels, and I think I'll sort of continue that exercise with the rest of my stock, and maybe it's something you can consider doing yourself. I hope you found this useful, so please remember to subscribe, and we'll see you next time here at Partick Hill Station. Bye for now.